Hello, our visionary entrepreneurs, life changers. How are you? Welcome back to our Momentum Monday Live. Do you guys miss us? We are back from summer break. I know it's a long summer break, over 40 days. We traveled to Dubai, we traveled to China, went to like Silk Road, explored quite many historical locations, attractions with my family, especially kids and my parents. It is a big adventure for the whole family. Almost like in my memory, the first time ever with my parents. I still remember after I left my hometown, went to college, and since then we never had any traveling. And before that, we were in a poor county area, southwest of China. Never get a really chance to travel as a whole family. And now I went back and brought my parents and my kids, and together as a big family with my sister and my nephew, traveled to Silk Road to explore different those beautiful, amazing historical attractions. That's a great experience. So thank you so much, everybody. I was just curious. While I was in China, I know very difficult to access Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, almost like isolated in a country, I do love my, my mother country in China, but at the same time, I look forward to, I could coming back to the US and could access the whole world. I could contribute my values, right? Provide my inspirations, and so much to share, really so much to share. But the majority of the time I could only share with my friends and family members, relatives in China. So that's a little bit pity, but and then later I used my cell phone with upgraded internet, not really internet, I should say T-Mobile services, and shared quite some photos. As you guys could check my profile, saw my previous experience, and even some adventures. Remember those glider, you call it gliders, right? Those adventures above the Silk Road, the desert, and also how do you call that? The sand dune, sand dune buggy in Dubai. They call it like a buggy. So it's a lot of adventure, driving it by myself and with the family, and following the coach's jeep. It's like a jeep with a buggy, right? And many adventures. So the summer is full of adventures, but at the same time full of some challenges. It's time from time I challenge myself to overcome some including acrophobia, including quite some uncomfortableness to go out of the comfort zone and to do some things I'm not familiar with, and especially explore those old places, right? And some places quite far and a half desert is a little bit dangerous or maybe too dry. But with our exploration, with the resources we connected, and we did a great exploration. So that's another story for summer. By the way, feel free to comment. I'm just curious. We were not connected for a long time, right? Over 40 days, and even actually more than that. And now it's 2 months already. Because after that, when I get home, clean, organize everything, and finish our health checks, annual health checks. Because now I put the health as number one, right? Without that foundation, we, especially entrepreneurs, could not just put our head down every day, keep doing things, and so busy and ignore our own health and body, right? So unfortunately I did that, fulfill my annual check and follow up with the doctors that still need to follow up. So I would remind you guys, okay, make sure that you have your annual health medical check. Ladies, have your annual OBGYN's check as well, and so that you have every year's record. And but now back to today is about my challenge to you, okay? Dare to be a non-warrior. Let me share with you a story. I just attended last week. Attended Funnel Hacking 2023, right? 2023, a live event annually. This year, I believe it was my 5th year. Every year we go back to attend this live event, because every time it's full of new, different inspirations, great mentors, great masters, and new successful entrepreneurs. Their new ways and strategies, everything, right? It's just so innovative, creative, and so at the edge of this industry. So you could not miss it, right? So I keep going back to attend this annual one. And this time we were in Orlando World Center, Marriott. If you check my profile in my group Abundant Entrepreneurs, we are now live in our Abundant Entrepreneurs. We have thousands of global, passionate, purpose-driven entrepreneurs, and many of them are coaches, visionary entrepreneurs, and also they call them life changers. We are gathering here. I shared quite every time, whenever I have great inspirations, I share with you. I always want to share that great moment with you guys. I just want to could wish that you could be on the same, stay on the same page and experience the same things, like exciting things I want to share with you, right? So we could grow together. That's the meaning here, right? Grow together, and to be abundant together, and to create this abundance of all worldwide movement. But one story, exciting part and also struggling part here on this 5th annual Funnel Hacking Live, right? I had a roomie, and she also came back. Maybe this is her 4th year, so 1 year less than me. And she also had some frustration, where we were excited. We had something like frustration. We also attended the two comma club. That means you meet the millionaire level, right? But we have not met it yet. And so that's a little bit like a frustration there, because there are thousands of passionate entrepreneurs there. Hundreds of them already got to the millionaire, like a two comma club. And it's just like you feel like year after year you came back, even though you have some progress, right? But you're still like far away from it, and you feel like, oh, when can I get there? And she's also a little bit frustrated. It's like, oh, we've already did so much and we are still here, like far from it. So we had that kind of a little bit of sharing, right? And the bigger pressure is when you walk into the convention, like before we get into the meeting hall, you could have a long hall. Maybe some of you see the pictures I took. A long hall with like a famous, how do you call it, a hall of famous, right? All those millionaire or two comma members. Those ones, not just two comma. Some of them are two comma X. That means 8 figure, and even more like two comma C is like 9 figure. Like scroll and grow, right? And even the C level, they have dozens of people there already. And it's not just money, okay? It's not just money. It's really like that kind of accomplishment, that kind of a status you create in your business, and that also means how many people you truly impacted. Even though previously I was saying that my true discoveries about entrepreneurship is not just about how much money you make, what kind of everything you create, or even how many people you help. Eventually it's who you become, right? We are always in that journey. We are in that process, still in that process. It's like who you truly become. But it's still like you can feel that kind of pressure to yourself, right? Like, oh, so many successful ones, ambitious ones, great ones there, out there, they were speaking, and almost every year there's some new one pop up. Some of them just quickly within 1 or 2 years, they reach that level, right? Sometimes you cannot avoid even thinking about what's going on with me, what's wrong with me, right? What's problem with me? And because that's easiest way to get back to yourself, to sabotaging yourself, to just blame yourself for feeling small for yourself, right? So, and especially when you observe on a long haul, thousands of people passing by that like a famous hall of famous, and some of you maybe you meet some old ones agree to you, and then they pass by you, and they were just like maybe they ignore you and they go to those famous ones, those really influencers or impactful ones, and you feel like such kind of a feeling of lost, right? You feel like, why I'm still here, right? So you could feel like so humbled at the same time, a little bit like humiliated by yourself sometimes, that kind of feeling, right? So we cannot be always be at great, even though we know that we are driven by a great purpose, we are on this journey purposefully, so we will get there eventually. And all this kind of all these kind of tests are blogs are just testing us, or prepared for us, equipping us, all this kind of thing, right? Great mindset there. But I would honestly admit that you can still not stop occasionally, just even how to say, during seconds of a day, you may think about. But this is already big progress, right? Previous years, maybe you will spend many, maybe minutes or half an hour, right, to really feel that bad, or sometimes maybe even longer. I don't know where you are, but even though after years of abundance coaching and also all this kind of practicing, you can still have seconds of those negativities trying to catch you, right? Trying to attack you. And you feel like, you're nobody there among thousands of people. No matter how like hard you've been working and how much you've already been devoting, and you're still like there. And even though it's not really like a circle, right? You still feel like you did not really make that big like jump or leap or like a quantum leap, right? And some other people already like they are like many of them said that they are high school dropouts or like college dropouts. So many of them had a very humble beginning, and even like how to say, very struggling, and their background. And he did not know, just like sounds like within short a few years they just pop up there. It's not, I know it's not an overnight success, but it's just like it sounds so easy for them. I don't know why, right? It's just like, they just sounds like they just get the right niche pin. Now we call niche pin, right pin, and get to the core of the sales or marketing, right? And then they immediately become not successful. Of course, they also accumulated years, but so many of them look so young. I gosh, like it feel like, oh my God, I'm already like the next generation, and they are that young generation, and they've already made that a success. And sounds now it's so easy to them, and they are teaching us now. And I've been here like 14 years, right? And I learned so much, accumulated so much practice, and I did so much efforts into it, but still not a big progress there. Like compared to my big vision, of course, right? So I did quite many progresses, but not comparable to what I visioned or planned for myself. So that's where the negativity started. And especially what made it worse, okay? What made it worse is when you were, for example, chatting with somebody who seemed to know you before, and so, you're still here, you did not, did you make to come a club, or did you make that? And you will humbly, honestly admit that I have not yet. That is still okay. But then this guy saw like a speaker or influencer once just passed by, and this guy immediately ignored you and even did not say sorry, hold me one moment or whatever, right? Did not apologize anything, and did not even give you any hint, and just immediately left you to run for those influencers. Gosh, that hurts, and you feel like that make you feel like more like, it does not matter, right? So, and during this event, you had many such kind of moments that could really try to make you feel small. And I feel like one time after that guy did that, almost like ditched me on the spot. We were chatting, and he ran to another like influencer. I did not follow him, but it's okay. I just felt at that moment, and I feel like I feel that negativity, and then immediately how you could guard yourself from that, negativity, right? What make it worse is like another time I talked with almost like a prospect. Initially, I did not plan to have any prospect or clients there on site. We were there to just study, to learn, and to grow ourselves and connect, to become partners like that way, right? But just one chance you saw the a perfect prospect, and they exactly need what you can give to them, and they are at that kind of last spot, and I gave too much values to this person, right? And he write down notes, what I provided the values for him and what he wants to do, and he got super excited. He got a clarity, and he got the next step what he want to do, right? And also provided my offer, what's my the best offer could help him within 3 months, really quick, could help them to from just clouds of ideas and does not know where he want to go. And with all his background experience, his story, I'm already saying that's my special gifts, bless the gifts. See this person's vision and his path, success path. I've already described within that 30 to 1 hour connections time, already described that path with him and customized the path, and also I shared my offer with him. He's super excited and can't wait to start the next day, and he promised that at the night time he will register the program, and we will start the next day. So everything is so almost both of us felt goosebumps, because it's really a blessing time. Both of us felt this is perfect coaching relationship, right? Because I definitely can help him within 1 or 2 or 3 months, right? Within 3 months to really help him launch his impactful business, become a thought leader, stand out in his way, like leveraging all his like background, his experience, his story, his talents, his resources. And everything sounds so great, right? And then we went to sleep, and next morning it's like cricket, nothing happened. What's going on, right? So half day passed, so I had a brief greeting to this person, nothing happened, did not reply. Gosh. And one day passed after we left the event, after I returned home, nothing happened. There's no response. This person is just like vanished. Everything is just like, oh, that night all these kind of great values I provided, all these kind of great like connections, and almost like transform that person, right? That kind of transformation. I did not feel like really pity for like the money I did not make, but I really feel pity. It's like this person is so ready to be coached, to use this best tool, right, to help him, the wisdom, the tools, the system, to transform him into another, really that the person he's supposed to be, right? The person he meant to be, the person he's called to be, and within a short few months. But then he vanished. What's going on? I just feel like that's the next day, the final day of the event. I just feel like, what's going on? It's just, but this kind of a situation is a little bit familiar to me because it happened many times in my entrepreneurship. 14 years of entrepreneurship, okay? You cannot imagine how many, right? Maybe you can imagine, I don't know how many years you are in entrepreneurship. Many ups and downs. And many times it's like this, like mysterious. I did have some great successful cases, but at the same time, some cases like this, mysterious, vanished. Some of my paid clients as well, like after some of them paid already and they did things and we transformed, they launched, they did great business, they had sales already, they had a payoff already, and then they had other things, they had to interrupt this kind of a path and go to other paths. Life changes, right? And there's always things like that. I just feel like mysterious. God, I asked God, are you really seriously give me this kind of like jokes again? I said, God, what's going on, right? And there's some kind of like energy, that kind of a, almost like anger energy generated. I feel like is this a fate? Is this a demon? Is this kind of like an evil spirit? I need to fight again and again, right? It's so dramatically, okay, and it's real. I just want to share with you. So the last day, this thing happened, right, to me again, not the first time. And I was just walking through the Hall of Famers, stepping on all those blocks with all those names of those like those achievers, right? Those overachievers names and all those beautiful like awards images on the ground. There's a long hall towards the convention site itself, right? And I just feel like that kind of energy, that kind of anger, like anger and fuel at the same time, because I know my big vision, I know my call, but at the same time something that kind of a negative energy, like evil power, is trying to drag you, trying to like damage you, trying to crush you. And I felt quite many times, but this time, and it's getting just stronger and stronger, right? And I know, if you guys know my story, previous story, I had struggling in my life side as well, my relationship. I almost tried to suicide, right? And then how I bounced back, resurrected into abundance coach. And I had not just a one time or two time or even like could be counted times of this kind of battles inside of me. Outside people cannot see it. I was calmly, steadily walking on that Hall of Famers, step by step. But while I was walking, geez, I just feel like in my just like in my vision, or in my just kind of like some kind of a senses, I just feel like piece by piece, a non-warrior's armor is adding. It's white color, by the way. It's so vivid and so like even visible in my vision, in my visual eyes. Okay. It's piece by piece adding to my body. I was just like that kind of like a non-warrior, but also like also it's just like that kind of such kind of like a hero who's going to that kind of death fight, step by step, that pieces of armor adding to my body, from my arm to my shoulder, to my arm, to my finger, and to my face, to my body, to my legs, to my feet, piece by piece adding to me. Good. I'm still feeling that kind of goosebumps. And I see that white shiny armor, piece by piece adding to me, to my whole body, until the last one on my face. I feel like, even though physically I'm not putting it down, spiritually I feel like my hand was putting that armor's mask down, and a sword in my hand already. I feel like I'm ready. Whatever you are, it's just I'm facing that demon or evil spirit. I'm ready. Whatever you are, I'm ready to fight you, okay? That kind of energy and power and fire and anger, combine whatever, that kind of emotion together with me, years of pursuing the vision, pursuing the dream, and big call, okay? I really had that vision and faith in myself that I am the abundant child of God. I am the abundance thought leadership coach. I'm here to empower millions of people's lives, to empower and to lead the abundance of all movement. And that time, any blocks, my armor's mask is already covered my whole face. Only my eyes could see the front, and I could not see anything else. I only see going forward, and my sword is in my hand. I am ready to fight whatever, and I will never quit. At that moment, I'm just in my image, that white, shiny, non-warrior, female, of course, female, right? That's why in my poster, you can see that female warrior is like not fully like what I visualized, but it's just like quite close, that kind of energy or that kind of a beauty, that kind of a fuel, and also that kind of a fire inside, right? It's just like I use that image to represent where I am now. I'm not afraid to be a non-warrior anymore. Previously, sometimes when I feel like frustrated, I feel down, that I'm so many years I've been like trying to build up partnerships and a joint venture partnership. I had some like initial ones built up in the group, but still not so close yet, right? Still not, could not say, if like Russell mentioned the Dream 100 partners, I don't know when I can build up that kind of strong yet. But I already feel like I'm not afraid to be the non-warrior anymore. It's okay to be the non-warrior, just by myself, to keep fighting till I make a way, no matter what. I made that decision where I was working on that Hall of Famers, and also when I was in that convention, listening to those big speakers speaking, right? And they are on the stage, they're big, huge, gigantic screen with their face, with their name, and with their like presentation, whatever. I just like not intentionally, but that image just automatically changed to be me, to be my face there. And the name is Spring Zheng, Spring Yan Zheng. Yan is my original Chinese name. Spring is my English name. Spring means the spring water of life, the eternal life from God, blessed from God. I gave myself that English name from Bible. So I just, when I was listening to that speaker, that stage was me. I was imagining that I was walking there. I was giving a speaking. I was facing those thousands of people's faces. I'm giving all myself out. Okay, I'm just at that moment, I feel like I am fully aligned with who I'm called to be. And that stage, almost since the first five years, for the first time, I feel like I have a strong feeling to get on that stage to speak. Even though I had such kind of a similar speaking vision before, but I did not visualize specifically on the ClickFunnels, like a funnel hacking live event. I would speak there. And this time I got that vision. And especially this non-warrior with that sword, with the whole white armors, is still with me. I've already been equipped. I thank God for that. And I want to honestly share with you this experience, transformation. Today I want to share with you these 4 points I just found how you can dare to be a non-warrior. Okay, you ready? So first, I would actually ask how many of you comment under this video you had some similar feeling like me, similar feeling, like many times, not just one time, not just like occasionally, okay, many times you feel that you are a non-warrior, or you are alone, or you are fighting alone by yourself on this entrepreneurship journey, on this purposeful code journey. You feel alone, many times like lonely as well. You feel lonely by yourself, and lonely, especially even though you are with a group of people, yet still feel lonely. You still feel like maybe nobody could fully understand what you are called to do, and nobody could see what you are meant to be, and they just see you now. They just see current you, right? And they even maybe look down you. They even not just could ignore you. They can easily ignore you and think like you are still like nobody, right? They can only see now of you, but they cannot see your future. And this time we learn that book 10 times. Where's my book? Let me quickly show you this image. Oh, here, right here. This book we got from the event. 10 times is easier than 2 times. Majority times people do not believe in that, right? Or 10 times, how could it be easier? But we learn that mindset, that psychology, that kind of way, that kind of wisdom, the way to use our mind. Think about the 10 times, why could it be easier than 2 times? Because the 10 times, if you really align yourself with your big purpose, with your big passion, really feel yourself and challenge yourself, dare to dream big, and really challenge that 10 times target instead of that 2 times. And you will really like use your present instead of use your past to define your present. You will use your present to determine your past. You will redefine your past. Okay, this is by Dr. Benjamin Hardy and also Dan Sullivan. These 2 great genius men. Thank them to share this great message to inspire us. And also, we do not just standing from now, from present, to define or to just imagine or to think about our future. Instead, we align with our future's core. This is like really aligned with what my thinking way is. Like I always empower my clients or our visionary entrepreneurs to think from the future, think from your purpose, think from the person, the version you are meant to be. Okay, the ultimate version of your dreams, the ultimate version of your vision, your purpose. Okay, standing from there, that's why I call myself abundance thought leadership coach, and also I empower other visionary entrepreneurs to stand out as confident experts and thought leaders, standing at the future point. And now look back, like to see your present, to filter in their way, in Dr. Benjamin's way, he called filter. Use the future to filter your present. Whatever things you want to choose, you want to do, whatever goals you want to set up, use your future's standards to measure it, the filter to measure it or to filter it, to see if it's a right thing to do. Okay, if the right way to choose. All right, so that will really make your current can really take that quantum leap instead of just step by step. And I used this concept yesterday actually with my son. He is 17 years old. He's preparing to apply for college, and now it's October already. It's really like the peak time for them to prepare the essay, the college. He told me finally he's normally is very laid back and very like relaxed person. His only passion is almost like reading and biking. And he's a good student, very good, A level, but not so top, right? So he's initially a little bit frustrated. He said, "Oh, I don't know what I want to do when I go to college." He does not know. This week he needs to finish. Finally, he gets some deadline. Okay, otherwise he himself will not give himself deadline. And 17 years old, he's still like a boy. Gosh, compared with his younger sister, he's still like younger teenager, right? It's just like no clue, just want to have fun. Life is easy going because life is comfortable, right? He's not really challenging himself hard to think, to explore. I do not blame him because growing in current environment, majority kids will be like that. It's not their fault, okay? It's environment. Like us, when we grew up, we had a much more struggling environment, like a little place, very limited resources, and like a poor family, and not many things to get, right? So that stimulate us to think more where we can go and what we can gain, right? How life could be better, like that. But they are now already in New York City, in almost like the best city in the world, and they've already visited quite many great places. They are in a comfort zone. I do not want purposefully to create some like a hardship for them, right? This is their natural environment, but I want to mentally challenge him now. Finally, thank God, naturally he made current challenge. He's almost like first big block of his life is like think about his college path, where he should go, and even not just college, but in the future, right? The career, what should he do, or what he would love to do. And we had many actually similar talks before. Since he was a younger teenager, we had many like non-profit or philanthropy projects, but he still did not know what he would like to do, right? So it's totally normal. I did not blame him, but he was thinking about, maybe yesterday he was listening to, we had a family gathering, and he said his cousin told him, cousin is studying in like a Navy's college, and preparing him to be like eventually to be like a officer, and he could do like after he maybe retire, he could do other things, right? Veteran, he can retire early and he can do other things he's interested, but for the short time he could have a stable job and stable payment. And my son was attracted by that. He's been staying in his comfort zone for so long. I thought, it's good. I do not need to worry about my job. I have something, and I could choose eventually what else I could do, right? So it sounds like a very convenient, very easy path for him to choose. He just want to copy that. But I told him, maybe that's not necessarily a good way for you, okay? Instead of, he said, after a few years, after I get into it, a few years, maybe I will see what I want to do. So his thinking is exactly like old way. It's like, starting from now, imagine in the future maybe what I want to do, right? Or step by step, or when I get there, I will figure out. It's just like life is like live by. And without ambition, without dream, without a vision to guide you. But his cousin actually is already the thought earlier about what the path he wants to go. He wants to be, for example, officer, and then he wants to go to the Navy's like a master degree to learn for the diplomacy. I forgot what he mentioned about. It's like a foreign affairs diplomacy and or international matter affairs. Eventually, he could become like an ambassador. So that could be a great path for him, right? If he really into it, that's great. But my son has no clue in the future what he wants to do, and he just want to copy that path and say, in a few. Now he's like studying law and society, right? Laws, yeah, in his high school. So he said, maybe I will study law. He yesterday asked him to list a few directions he may be able to go, right? He listed 4 or 5. But I still like he's thinking about from now to define the future. He just want to move one step and then where I could go, and then the next step. So that's exactly traditional way and not good way. And that could make you go so many detours. And you could waste a lot of your time, money, energy. And to try to figure out, step by step, That's not a good way. And so in this book, Dr. Benjamin reminded us, 10 times easier than 2 times, he reminded us to use the future to filter now. That will be a greater path. So you want to define, that will be a better, really success path. Can save you a lot of time, energy. Because now, something like now may be harder for you because you need to think harder and do more research, reflect more, really dig out inside to find what you want. Even though I know at 17 years old age, right, they could not figure everything out. Their life experience is so limited, but you still need stand in the future to think about the future. What kind of person? Okay, at least that don't care about the major or whatever, but what kind of a person you want to become? What kind of a thing you would like to do? Not necessarily a career, but what kind of a thing? What kind of a meaning you want to pursue? What kind of values you want to contribute to this world, right? You need to have, I told my son, you need to have this kind of a serious thinking. Instead of just everyday thing about his bike and his next bike tour and next bike schedules with his friends. that kind of an easy, fun schedule. Even now, his readings also more on the fun, like fiction books, and he's a great reader, but he spends so much time on just fiction stories. So I told him, now it's your college time. You should not just waste all your time to read just fiction books. It's okay to read some of them, but not all your time, right? You need to now read some serious books, including this one. I get one extra copy for him, this 10 times. So I encourage him to read this before he can really make his own decisions, right, or where to go. And he just want to easily to use his like a college board. I think it's called college board to automatically generate based on his SAT score, generate his those recommended schools. Such an easy path, right? Nowadays you can see all this youth. Sometimes we as well, we just want to choose that shortcut, convenient path or like easy path, right? But at this stage, I told him, including us, our entrepreneurs, before you really achieve that level, like Tony Robbins level, you really need those hard work, including your thinking, including your research, including your learning. I told him you need to read some right books, good books, right? Things that really intrigue your thinking, some hard thinking, and do researches, and even do information interviews with people who might be in your future, the industries or like areas you want to go, right? Or it's even better to find those thought leaders, role models. Like for example, I have mine. I have very clearly mine, right? Like for example, Tony Robbins, Dean Gross-Arce, Russell Brunson, and Oprah Winfrey, all those ones, right, are my great inspirations. And I said, you need to find your role models, someone who can inspire you. I remember earlier he mentioned about like President Roosevelt or some like presidents or some other ones, but I want him to really clarify what of them really inspire you, what they do really inspire you, and what kind of person you want to be, what kind of person they are, and what kind of like qualities really inspire you to own someday, and what kind of contributions they are giving to this world, what kind of values you want to contribute to this world. So I'm now holding him accountable. Not easy, very not easy. He's like almost like one of my coaching clients, but just for free, right? I'm coaching him for free as his mother, and especially as his mother, it's even more difficult to coach him because he would take granted you were there, right? And teenagers rebelling time, they really does not want to listen to you, right? So I have to hardly hold him accountable to do all this kind of hard research, reading, thinking thing to find for his future. And I know everyone, but eventually I know that I will let him go to figure out by himself if he does not want to listen to me. Okay, so if you want to take some detours, you want to learn some life lessons, you have to go that way, right? If that's meant for him. So, but I will do whatever I can as a mom to give his support, right? Unconditional support. At the same time, do not really like force, right? Do not want to force him anything, and just want to respect his own decision. But I need to be here, as his mentor, as his mom, as his guidance, to provide my valuable inputs. Hopefully he will listen. I'm praying to God. Please help me pray. Now the teenagers could listen to us, right? And even not, I do not want him to just 100% listen to me. I want him to have his own thinking, critical thinking, and take more initiation to find his way. So that's for us, our entrepreneurs as well. Sometimes we are like the teenagers, okay? No matter how long you are on this journey, maybe sometimes you could be in your senior biological ages, right? You could still on this like wisdom or like entrepreneurship path. You could still be like a teenager, right? We need each other we need to keep learning, keep reflection, and really learning from the best wisdom to help us, the guidance. So that's why here today I also want to share with you our warriors. Now talking about the warriors, right? Our non-warriors. Here is the 4 steps I promise you I will share with you. How you can dare, okay, to take this challenge. I'm asking you to take this challenge, how you can stand out as a proud dreamer, a big game player, and even a non-warrior, but still stand out, right? And how can really fulfill what you want to do. Okay, it's not what you have to do or should do, but must do and be. That's my reminder to you, if you really get this message. Okay, I just want to share mine. I really felt through this experience, right? Through this journey, through this event, I really felt that this is being a non-warrior is not just I have to or should do, it's must. Eventually, of course, I will build my partnerships, I will build more, but majority time you will always find, no matter where you are, including Tony Robbins and Dean Grossassi, Russell Brunson, Oprah Winfrey, they are already like a mega achieved. They have hundreds or even thousands of partners, right? They have multiple businesses, billions of revenues. But I bet, and I think that's verified from their own speaking as well, majority time you still have to face the challenges by yourself. Majority time you still could feel that kind of a feeling of being a non-warrior by yourself. Okay, and so there's 4 steps to help you really to stand out as a proud non-warrior. It's like number 1, put on your non-warrior armors to guard your body, your mind, your heart, and spirit from any negativity. This is super important. I hope you could have this kind of inspiration to add that, do some meditation, do some like a visualization to add this armor for yourself, piece by piece. Mine is really through that journey. When I felt that, like how to say, being like the almost like the evil spirit try to steal. I had so many times I felt like my happiness or my joy or my it's like my marriage, my family, right, was like stolen by some unseen darkness force. It's just like the higher, the bigger dream you want to pursue, the stronger dark force you will meet. I guarantee that. Okay, this is just like a natural. I don't know if there is such kind of rule or like law already or not, but it's really, I found again and again and again, I'm verified. It's just like a truth to me now already. Whenever time you want to stand up, whenever time you want to become bigger, stronger, better, like influencer, impactor, and whenever you had that bigger dreams and things to fulfill, and the dark force is like stronger as well. It's just like almost like a bipolar. It's trying to steal, trying to rob you, trying to stop you, trying to like diminish you, right? Just like diminish you or try to just crush you. Try to just like make everything you've already built up, crush it and make you nothing. And I met many times of this kind of challenges, so that you need to put on whenever. So you need to understand this force, okay? This holy force, divine force, and this dark force, evil force. They're always like a bipolar. They are always like relevant, and just like you are strong, you are strong. You're stronger, you're stronger. It's just like this way. It's just like naturally you have this kind of a magnet and this anti-magnet kind of a powers to putting you to another way. So you need to always be conscious, aware of it, and be consciously put on your non-warriors armors whenever you meet any kind of negativity to guard yourself. Okay, either it's your body, your health, that means your health, right, or your mind. Like if you have a frustration, you have a negative thinking, that's your mind you need to guard. Or you have the heartbroken, your heart sadness, you feel like so disappointed, it's so like it's just like so being like defeated during that time, and you started to self-sabotaging yourself. You feel like you are not good enough. You feel like I can never make it. I can so like sad, right? And almost like heartbroken all those times. That's your emotion. Your heart need to be guarded. And also, like when you feel like you are far from God, far from the universal intelligence or whatever you call, right? From this kind of a superior power that's been supporting you. Even though some of you, right, may not believe in spirituality, do not feel, you did not feel yet, okay, your spirituality or your spiritual power. Even though you have not felt it yet, I hope you could get yourself humble, overcome your ego, really have some respect of some like unseen force that's beyond you, okay? Do not just put yourself, oh, I'm everything, or I'm big, or even sometimes it's quite contradicted, right? People think they sabotage themselves, at the same time they have a big ego, and they just feel like, oh, I could not trust other people. Okay, this world is only me. I will just rely on myself. That kind of an ego, okay? So when you feel that, that's your spirit. When you feel far from the universal intelligence, or like God, I call God, right? My God is different from the Christians, or like a Christian or like a Catholic. The God is totally different. I respect their gods, but I use my way to describe my God, right? So I know that there's this kind of unseen, holy, divine power, and that's there to bless us with the purpose, create our life, and help our life to be really meaningful. Otherwise, we're just creatures. By Darwin's evolution, we're just creatures, okay? But because we have purpose, we have passion, we have all these meaningful things. That's why we are divine. We are above all other creatures on this earth. So that's a blessing, that's an honor, and also gift. So when all these different aspects of your life, your body, your mind, your heart, your spirit being attacked, you would want to put on your non-warrior armor, piece by piece, just like when I was working on that Hall of Fame, all the pieces adding to myself until the end. I pull down that mask, and I'm ready to fight, and get your own armor, whichever you choose, okay? Like your weapon. I choose a sword, a silver shiny sword, and that's my token, okay? That's my weapon. You can choose whatever weapon you like, just like those Marvel movies, right? Some of you love those hero movies, even though I'm not a fan for those Marvels, but I would encourage you, in your imagination, in your visualization, choose that one, okay? Choose your weapon and get yourself equipped it with that armors, okay? So that's the number one. Put on your non-warrior armors to guard your body, mind, heart, and spirit from any negativity. Every day do this, okay? Every day. Whenever you could do multiple times, maybe many times, as many as you need it. Whenever you had any negativity, either inside of you, come from your own sabotaging, your own insecurity, or from outside, other people's looking down of you, other people ignore you, other people didn't care about you, other people, okay? Whatever the environment. Sometimes we have like internet bully or some other things, right? Or like how to say, discrimination, or from those racist, whatever kind of negativities, or in the entrepreneurship environment or outside, okay? Inside, outside, all these situations, you want to put on your armors to guard yourself. Now the number two, fill up your sword to start from your heart. Dream big and play big. And by the way, on that event, we had a big blackboard. I actually shoot a video. I post on my profile, you can double check. I was writing down my words I want to declare to this world. I wrote, start from your heart, dream big, and act big. Initially I used the act big. Now I use that play big. Play big. I would explain a little bit later why I want to use that play big, okay? Dream big and play big. And be ready to get rid of any obstacles that is blocking your way. See? Just as, like for example, I lost some great prospect. Somebody just vanished. And I, like, all this kind of a different big or small size of like a big failures, or now you can call them lessons, right? All the tests in my personal life, in my business, in the parenting, all aspects, in the health, okay? And in the spirituality and the faith, everything, right? In everything you could meet all those kind of challenges and also blocks. Get ready to get rid of none of them. Nothing could block your way, okay? You are now the known warrior with your weapon, so powerful, nothing could break you. I'm like, imagine I'm in a big forest, my sword will cut any kind of blocks in front of my way. I don't care about it's the evil power, it's like much stronger, bigger than me. I have my biggest weapon and my blessed divine power to get rid of it. I'm ready for that. And number three, okay, step three, fight and wait forward. Fight and wait forward. Fight and wait forward. You will do this many times. Even within one day, you will do many times, okay? Do it as much as you need. Don't be afraid. Just keep doing it, because now you're the warrior. You had this permission to fight, to wait forward, and you have this mission. It's just keep forward. There's no other way. There's no way back. There is no side way. This is the only way towards to flow. It's just like the warrior had this mission. right? It's at a specific place, at that distance, and what's a specific thing you need to get. That is your North Star. That's where you need to go. No matter how many blocks you maybe need to get rid of, how many like winds and poison ivies I need to cut, or the woods I need to cut, or the stones or the mountains I need to climb. I'm ready. You need to get ready to do that. If you really want to be that influencer, or you really want to be that kind of thought leader you are called to be. Okay, get ready for that. That's number 3. Do as many times as you need it. Fight and wait forward. Fight and wait forward. Accumulate that step by step. It's just like 1,000 steps starting from now, right? From your first step. Just keep doing it, and you will get closer and closer to your mission destination. Now, number 4, give yourself the permission to be dramatic and have fun. That's why I used the play earlier. Initially, maybe we say be a dreamer, be a doer. So like dream it and do it, right? Or dream it and act on it. But now I want to use play on it, because I witnessed so many great entrepreneurs, and they made it. They sounds like crazy for other people, right? They're so dramatic, and this time during this live event they introduced that like a dramatic demonstration, use that kind of concept. So be dramatic, so playful, have that play in it. You are not just doing hard work. Give yourself permission to do it dramatically. Just like you could be a performer, and another day you could be whatever you want to be, okay? Or you could be like a child. It's not just childish. You have that genuine dreams to do whatever, and have that creativity, okay? And get out of a comfort zone, go extreme, go be crazy, be very creative, be innovative. Give yourself the permission to be dramatic and have fun. So that's the 4 points I want to share with you. I hope it is inspiring to you. And wherever, now we're already over 50 minutes, and I would look forward to saying your comments, sharing what either aha moment, inspirations you get from our sharing, and I would love to hear from you, because I know that I'm here to contribute value, but until this value, this inspiration really resonate with you, until you really can give me feedback, help me to improve as well, help me to prepare better, like a great content, great inspirations to really inspire and to serve you. Okay, I would appreciate that. You can give me encouragement and also give me more feedback. Let me know how I could contribute more. Okay, I really appreciate you, and thank you so much. I can't wait to hearing from you. And also, by the way, at the end, if you are interested in learning more, you are welcome. If you are like a visionary entrepreneurs, you are welcome to join our Facebook, and we also have the group on LinkedIn as well, the same name, Abundant Entrepreneurs. Okay, if you are, those of you are listening live here, you know we're already in our Abundant Entrepreneurs group. Some of you may get through other social media like platforms. Welcome you to check our Facebook. You will find that either under our video or in our description, right? Find that group. Join us. We welcome you to join our Abundant Entrepreneurs. Also check our link tree. We have the link tree. We have different resources. Follow us whichever platform you like. Okay, YouTube, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, whichever way. I'm not so much fan on Twitter, right? So far I'm more focused on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. These 3 platforms. And I have something on LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn, I also have a great presence for professional world as well. So welcome to follow me on those platforms. And especially our YouTube channel has many great episodes, and definitely will have a lot of valuable inspirations, and also like ways, resources, strategies, and the giveaways to serve you. Okay, on our link tree we also summarize step by step where you can find other resources. Some are like free, and majority of them are free, because I've been doing this for many years. I have so much value to contribute for free, right? And also we have some like very low offer, like a super affordable ones. You can just spend a little but get a lot of great values, over delivering values. Okay, so start from our link tree. I hope you will find the best resource that serve you, and we will look forward to collecting with you and hearing your story and how we could support you as the non-warrior and eventually as an influencer and thought leader to impact, transform many, many more lives and to fulfill your purpose and also gain more income and influence in this world. Thank you so much. We will look forward to seeing you next week. Okay, every Monday afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we will meet here in Abundant Entrepreneurs Group, sharing our Momentum Monday so that you will have a great week to go. Have the momentum and have the drive, also have the strategies, the actions you know how to do, and also the dramatic play. Okay, have fun at the same time. See you soon. Bye-bye.